Hello there. I'm Shell. For those of you who have been following me, I appreciate that. I thought I would come in here quickly and just give a little update on what's been going on since my last video where I told you that I was not going to be selling my handmade items anymore. It's just not entirely true from the perspective that I'm still going to be making things that are handmade, but just different things. I have taken many of my items, such as the totes and some of the quilts, and I am little by little posting them on my Etsy shop, Mishka Larson Creates, because Etsy has this thing about the number of letters you can use in the name of your shop. So, my business is Mishka Larson Creations, but on Etsy, it's Mishka Larson Creates. Anyway, links in bio, links in my About page, links everywhere. Well, I take inspiration from a lot of things. You know that I did floral photography for a long time, as well as landscape, and I do love that very much. And I also take inspiration from people and things around me. And one of my biggest inspirations is my cat, Oscar. Oscar Mayer. That's his full name. And no, I didn't name him. He came that way. And I thought, why change it? It's a great name. Anyway, he's my inspiration. He's actually over there sleeping right now, so I don't want to wake him up. I watch him do so many funny things. I mean, he's a loving, cuddly cat, but I'm telling you, when he gets the zoomies running around, some of the things he does with other cats that live with us, as well as just in general, it started making me think about how could I show what he does in an illustrative way. So I started coming up with these ideas of him with crafting items like yarn and a crochet hook. What would he do if he got into thread? Well, I know what he'd do because he's done it before. So every little illustration you see is based on something that's actually happened, where he's run away with one of my knitting needles, and there he is sitting with it in his mouth, just looking at me like, what, Mom? So I started coming up with ideas, and of course, one of my favorites is the coloring card. It's actually a greeting card, and you can color it, and I think that's a fun idea. Some of my friends' kids got a kick out of doing that and gave them to their teachers. But this is him, just, he's holding this little ball of yarn, and there's a heart, and a little heart coming off of the ball of yarn. So ideas like that. And then I came up with a set of stickers when here he is with the knitting needles in his mouth, coming up with a set of stickers that are crafty, and then thinking about springtime. And when I take him for his walks outside, he's always trying to eat plants. I have to watch that, but he does eat the grass. So him, with pots of plants and things like that are very spring-oriented. So there's another set of spring-oriented stickers coming, plus a sticker set that's actually just line art. And a lot of different things on that sticker set that I think are fun to put in your journal just to spice it up. Put on your Stanley Cup, put wherever you want. I have them in a variety of places in my work area, including my sewing machine. So it's fun. And then also thinking about some of the other things that do to keep me calm, because I've lived with ADHD my whole life. It was never really diagnosed until actually just recently. And I've had to come up with ways to keep myself centered and get things done. Sometimes I got things done at my own peril. I mean, interfering with my sleep and interfering with how I dealt with people. And that's not good. So I started journaling on a daily basis about 15 years ago. And while I break off of that sometimes from time to time, I do use that not only as an outlet, but I've used it as a way to set my day, as a way to plan things. But I don't keep all of that in the same place. So any of you who actually journal regularly probably have what many people are calling a commonplace book, somewhere where you just put down snap ideas and thoughts and learnings about things. And then you have a place where you put down your innermost thoughts. Maybe you maybe you talk about an argument you have with somebody, or maybe you write down your hopes and your dreams. And then there's a place where you actually set your day. Okay, today these are the things I need to get done. Checklist, checklist, checklist. And then you have that bigger, broader planning mechanism. Well, I've never found one that did all of that for me. I usually would have to just take blank paper and use a ruler and map it out, and it just takes a long time, or do it on the computer or whatever. So I came up with, and again, with Oscar as my inspiration, for a couple of journals. One was a crafting related one where you could keep track of some of your craft things that you're working on, and at the same time have space where you can sketch things out, doodle, whatever you want to do. And it's a very short journal. I have one that's digital and one that's physical, very short. I also have some individual pages if you just want to have the grids, or if you just want to have the thought pages. But I realized I need something more. If I'm going to use it, I need something more. So I developed Oscar's Little Book of Days, which is coming out in the fall. And it is over 200 pages. It has calendars. It has daily pages where you can write what you need to do. A page where you can think about what needs to be done. Think about what was done. And then just some pages where you can write or draw or graph or do whatever you want to do on those pages. It's open-ended. There are no dates. There might be months on top of the month pages, but there are no dates. So if you get this in the middle of the year, you can figure things out. Heck, you could cross off the names of the months and you could use that for any month you want. It's yours. You can do what you want with it. I've even seen people draw lines over pages when I've done some tests with people. That's totally cool. It's yours to do with what you want. So as we get closer and closer to releasing that journal, I'll tell you more about what the pages look like, how those pages can function, how you might use them, and how those stickers might be used in that journal. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm dysgraphic. I have been my whole life. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically I start writing and it looks really good. And within 2 or 3 sentences, it looks like a bomb exploded on my page. I work on my handwriting, mostly because I want to make sure it's legible for me, because I've gone back and read notes over time and I see how my handwriting has changed, and finding out that handwriting changes according to the task, how you're feeling, and all sorts of psychological things. It's really eye-opening. But if I can't read what I wrote, what good is it? And whenever I've had administrative assistants or other people have had to read my work, oh my gosh, most of them just say, send me an email, because they don't have to deal with my handwriting. So having a journal is a way for me to slow down and work on my penmanship. And it's also a way for me to get centered. So I hope these things will be useful to you. The other thing that I'm going to bring back, because I just really missed it. I miss going out into a garden, even taking a walk down the street and seeing flowers and photographing them, but not just photographing them, finding that one that speaks to me. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be slightly withered. It doesn't matter, but it just speaks to me somehow. And what I do with those photographs is let me take one that's really bright here. I take out whatever color I don't want. Now, I don't go into Photoshop and click a button and it happens automatically. No, I blow this up and I go in pixel by pixel sometimes. And I just choose what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. And what it does is it creates this color pop that I absolutely love. And I've taken some of my favorites. Here's another one. These two were both taken at the Bellevue Botanical Gardens in Washington State. This one, a California poppy that I shot. I was driving along and I had to pull over for some reason. Here were some poppies and there it was. This one is very subtle. Just a little bit of pink you can see amongst the white. This is actually a flower that's in Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. I have done flower excursions where I go to different places and just photograph the flowers, and that's one of my favorite places to do it is Disneyland and California Adventure, but especially Disneyland. I also do that on college campuses. And in Disneyland, just on an aside about photography, I love to pick a theme. Now, I'm lucky. I make magic there, so I get to go there not anytime I want, but pretty frequently. But you could do this any place. You could do this any place in your town, either at a mall or at an outdoor mall or at a park, whatever. Pick a theme. It can be geometric. You can say things that are round, things that are square. You could say things that are orange, things that are red. Pick a theme and then just photograph those things and just see what you come up with. Don't look at the picture. If you've got a digital camera, don't look at it and get rid of it. Just take the pictures, Another thing you can do is a photo challenge. And a lot of the big camera companies do photo challenges. Kodak used to do this years ago. Canon has one that they do. I think they still do it every year. And they pick a theme. And so every day you take one photo from that theme over a period of 30 days. And it's not a contest or anything. It's just really interesting. So it's fun. This is one of my favorites. This was taken at an arboretum that is down in Honolulu next to or part of a Buddhist monastery. A fantastic arboretum, absolutely wonderful. So I took this photo there and it's one of my favorites. So I've taken all of these and turned them into a set of blank greeting cards with envelopes. And those are now on my Etsy shop. I love those, and so I'm going to make more. I have some tulips from the Tulip Festival in the Pacific Northwest that I did a couple of years ago. Maybe it's been 3 years now. That was a fantastic day because one of my sisters is a herbologist, and she followed me along and told me everything about every plant we saw, and it was a fantastic day. So that's what I've been up to. That's what I'm doing. It's my focus now because that car wreck I had in 2017 just did a number on my body. And so all the physical work of the quilting and the knitting really, really started to impact the injuries I have to my neck, back, and shoulders. So I had to back off. So I still do those things for fun. And yes, I may still sell things from time to time, but it's not going to be my focus right now. Now I am back to digital photography, digital art, and it's much better for my body, and it still allows me to be creative. So the next time I talk to you, I want to talk about how I got to where I am in my life, basically, because a lot of you are in my age bracket, in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, and you are getting to the point where you're thinking about retiring or you've already retired, and you are trying to figure out what you're going to do next. Some of you have had stuff happen. You've had layoffs, you've had accidents, whatever, divorces, you name it. And you need to figure out how to get recentered. I've spent the last, since 2012 really, getting to this point. And it's a daily, not struggle, but just daily work. And I owe where I am, just briefly, I will tell you, I owe that to my sobriety and to the people who helped me get that. So that's just a little teaser on some of the things I'll talk about next time. And you won't have to wait very long. I'll be back next week, maybe even sooner. So having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon. Stay creative.